Good morning students. This is 12th standard botany video class, video 2. In this video, we are going to continue the unit reproduction in plants, chapter asexual and sexual reproduction in plants. Dear students, this is chapter 1, unit 6, reproduction in plants. Topic asexual and sexual reproduction in plants. In this lesson, we have already seen what is reproduction, two types of reproduction, that is sexual and asexual. Then different method of asexual reproduction. How higher plants which are showing asexual mode of reproduction. The first reproduction in higher plants is vegetative reproduction. It is divided into two methods. One is natural, another one is the artificial. Under natural method, we have seen three types of vegetative reproduction, that is stem, leaf and root. Today, in this video, we are going to see advantage and disadvantage of vegetative reproduction, and also that is natural method vegetative reproduction, and then we are going to see artificial method of vegetative reproduction. Dear students, advantages of natural vegetative reproduction and disadvantage. First one, advantage is it requires for only one parent for propagation. No need to hybrid together. No need two parental to hybrid together. It needs only one plant. The newly formed plant which are produced is genetically identical, that is similar. In some plants, by this method, we can able to produce large variety of plants. Example, Spinifex. So this method is used by horticulturists and farmers. Use this method for cultivation and also harvest plants in larger scale. There is an advantage. Disadvantage is only one, that is there is no genetically variable plants are produced in this method. Whatever the parental character is showing, the same kind of characteristic plant only produced in the new generation by natural method vegetative reproduction. So disadvantage is the main thing is there is no genetical variable plants are produced. So this is the advantage and disadvantages of vegetative reproduction. Is the important 2 mark and 3 mark question. Next we are going to see the artificial method. So artificial method is otherwise named as man-made method. This method is used by horticulturists and agriculturists to produce plants with a desirable character or different character. And also, by this method, we can able to use outer plant parts to produce the new individual. So that this method is named as artificial propagation or reproduction. Some of the artificial reproductive methods are used for longer time, used by man for a longer time, that is named as conventional method, பாரம்பரிய முறை அப்படின்னு சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா. that is said to be the conventional method. But nowadays, due to advancement of science and technology, we are using different method to produce large number of plants in a shorter period with a desirable quality, that is variable quality. That method is called modern method. So, artificial method is again divided into two. One is the conventional method, another one is the modern method. Conventional method means a method which is used by man for long time or long period. That is called conventional method. But in the modern method, we are using science and technology techniques to produce new individuals in a large scale with a variable character or desirable character or genetically variable character. Plants are produced. That is called a modern method. First, we are going to see conventional method, that is older method used by man for long period. This conventional method divided into three types. One is cutting, grafting, and layering. These are the three types of conventional method. First one, cutting method. It is a method by producing new individuals using the plant parts such as root, stem, and a leaf. So the plant parts are cutting from the parental one and planted into the another pot and developed into a new individual. That is said to be cutting method. So depending upon the plant parts, the cutting method is also divided into three types. One is the root cutting, example malus, that means the root portion alone cutted from the parental one and placed into another pot by using regular procedure. The cutted rooted portion is developed into a new individual, example malus. Another one, stem cutting. The stem portion of a plant is cutted from the parental one and placed into another pot with regular practices. The stem portion is developed into new individual, that is said to be stem cutting. Example hibiscus, that is shoe flower. Bougainvillea, that means kagidapu. Moringa, that means murungamaram. The next one is the leaf cutting. The leaf alone cutted from a parental one and placed into the another pot with a regular principle. The leaf part produced into a new individual, that is called leaf cutting. Example begonia and bryophyllum. Out of these three cutting, stem cutting, leaf cutting and root cutting, stem cutting is probably used for vegetative propagation. Is the one method of conventional reproduction. Another one is the grafting. In Tamil we call it padiyam podudal அப்படினு சொல்வாங்க. Grafting method. In this method, we require two different plants. Two different plants are joined together and continue to grow as a one plant. You have to take two different plants with desired quality. For example, we are taking example for shoe flower. One is white color shoe flower, another one is the red color shoe flower. Both the plants are brought together side by side. The branches of two plant pots are tied with some other cloth in the nodal region, because the nodal region only having the axillary buds. With the regular practices, after a few weeks or a month, the nodal region which are produce the new individuals. The new individuals is separated from the parental one and grown into another separate part with regular practices, which are producing different variety. For example, pink color hibiscus flower. That method is called grafting. So for grafting method, we require two different plants, both of them join together and allow them to continue to grow as one plant. Out of this two plants, one plant is named as scion, another plant is named as stalk. So out of these two plants, one is named as stalk, another one is the scion. How will you identify which one is stalk and scion? That means the plant which is contact with the soil, மண்ணோட கான்டாக்ட் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த பிளான்ட்டுக்கு பேர் ஸ்டாக் அப்படின்னு பேர். The plants which is going to be graft, எந்த பிளான்ட்டை நம்ம பதியம் போட போகிறோமோ, that is named as scion. Okay, so two plants are differentiated into two names. One is the stalk, another is the scion. The plant which is contact with the soil is named as stalk. Another one, the plant which is going to be grafting is called a scion. Example, citrus, mango and apple. So this grafting is divided into three types, which is based upon the procedure, that is stalk and scion. They are divided into bud grafting, approach grafting, tongue grafting, crown grafting and wedge grafting. Dear students, what is grafting and explain the different types of grafting is the important 5-mark question. What is grafting? In this method, we have to take two different plants, both of them join together and allow to continue as grow as a one plant. Yeah, the plant which is contact with the soil is called stalk. The plant which is going to be grafting is known as scion. That is the definition for grafting. It is divided into different types. One is the bud grafting, approach grafting, tongue grafting, crown grafting and wedge grafting. First one, bud grafting. Dear students, in this bud grafting, a T-shaped incision means ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட பள்ளம், okay, வெட்டு அப்படின்னு சொல்றோம். A T-shaped incision is made in the stalk. What is stalk? The plant which is attached to the soil or contact with the soil. And the bark is lifted. That means once we have to make a incision with a T-shaped, and a small portion of a bark which is present in the T shape is lifted up. In that gap, you have to place a scion bud. Scion bud with a little wood. ஒரு சின்ன மரத்துண்டோடு சேர்த்து அந்த பட்டை எங்கே அட்டாச் பண்ணுறோம்? We have to place it in the T-shaped incision beneath the bark. After that, that should be tied with tape or bandaged with a tape. So what you have to do? We have to put a T-shaped incision in the stalk. The bark of a wood is slightly lifted, so it has certain gap is there, isn't it? In that gap, we have to place a scion bud with a small wood is placed in the incision. beneath the bark and tied it with bandage with a tape. This budding is called bud grafting. Dear students, see the diagram. This is the bud grafting. First one is the stalk. That means a plant which is contact with the soil. We are making a T-shaped incision in the wood of a plant. In the second one, we have to lift the wood which is present in the T-shaped incision, and that gap we have to place a scion bud with a little wood. Once it placed in the wood, we have to tie it with a bandage with a tape. After few weeks, a new individual is produced in the region. Once it produced, that should be replaced into another part for further growth and development. So that grafting method is called bud grafting. Next one, approach grafting. So in this method, both scion and stalk are rooted, that is contact with the soil. So first one, only one plant is rooted to the soil. Another one is the plant which is going to be grafting. Here, both scion and stalk are remain rooted. A stalk plant is grown in a separate pot and brought close to a scion. Both of them which are having the same thickness. In both the plant, we have to make a small slice cut, and the surfaces are brought together or nearer and tied together with the help of a tape. After 1 to 4 weeks, the tip of the stalk and the base of the scion, tip of the stalk and base of the scion are cut off and detached and grown into a separate pot. That is called approach grafting. Once again, I am repeating, we have to take two different plants, both of them which are rooted in the soil. The height of a plant is also same, thickness is also very same. Both of them placed in the or grown in the different pot. They brought together near, and we have to make a small cut in both the plants. The cutted portions are brought nearer and tied with bandage. After 1 to 4 weeks, the tip portion of the stalk and the base portion of the scion are cut off from the potted plant and place it in another pot further growth and development. That grafting is called approach grafting. Dear students, this is the approach grafting. See, both the plants are rooted. First one, it is attached with the soil. Second one, the potted plant is also attached with the soil. The thickness and height of the plant is also same. In both the plants, we have to make a small slit or a cut, and the cutted portions are brought nearer, and both the cut portions are tied with a bandage. After 1 to 4 weeks, it develops into a new individual. At that time, we have to cut off the tip portion of a stalk and the base portion of a scion separately and place it in the another potted plant for the growth and development. That grafting is called approach grafting. Next one, tongue grafting. In this method, both scion and stalk are having the same thickness of a plant body. A cut which is made in the oblique position, நீள் வாட்டத்தில் முட்டை வடிவம், obliquely, and the scion is fit into the stalk and bound with a tape. So both the plants which are having the oblique shaped cut, but which one is fit? Scion is fit into the stalk and bound with a tape. That grafting is called tongue grafting. டங்குனா நம்ம நாக்கு மாதிரி பட்டையா, அப்போ ஒப்ளிக்காக ஓவல் ஷேப்பில் பண்ணுறோன்னா நாக்கு மாதிரி பட்டையாக இருக்கும் இல்லையா? ஸோ தட் டைப் ஆஃப் கிராஃப்டிங் இஸ் கால்டு tongue grafting. Dear students, see the tongue grafting. Both the plants which are having same thickness, both the plant they are having the oblique shaped cut, but scion only placed into the stalk and tied with a bandage or a tape. That type of grafting is called tongue grafting. Next one, crown grafting. When the stalk is larger in size, so here we are going to take the different thickness of a plant. So stalk is having the larger in size thickness. Scion are cut into wedge shape. Wedge na triangle shape அப்படி சொல்கிறோம் இல்லையா? ஆப் வடிவில் அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவோம். ஓகேயா? ஸோ wedge shape and inserted on the slit of a stalk or a cleft of the stalk and fixed in position using the graft wax. So we have to take the different thickness of a stem portion. Scion is having the large thickness. Stalk is having the large size thickness wood, and the scion is cut into wedge shape, that means triangle shape. The triangle shaped scion is inserted in the slit which is made in the stalk in a fixed position, and we have to apply the graft wax around the wood region. After a few weeks, it developed into a new individual that is said to be crown grafting. So once again, crown grafting means a stalk is larger in size, the scion is somewhat smaller. We have to take the shape of the scion is wedge shape, and which is placed in the slit or pallam or a cleft which is made in the stalk region, which is fixed the wedge shaped scion tightly by using the grafting wax. That is called crown grafting. Dear students, see the diagram. First one, scion. Scion is cut into wedge shape, so a triangle shape, and the stalk is very thick, scion is very thin. A cleft or a slit or pallam which is made in the stalk. In that cleft, we have to fix the scion by using the grafting wax. That type of grafting is called crown grafting. Next one, wedge grafting. In this method, a slit adam pallam which is made in the stalk or the bark is cut. இதோ மர பிளான்ட்லேயோ இல்லை அந்த wood பகுதியில் என்ன பண்ணுறோம், ஒரு பள்ளத்தை கட் பண்ணுறோம். A twig of a scion is inserted. என்ன பண்ணிக்கிறோம், ஒரு scionோட ஒரு கிளை is inserted and tightly bound, that டைட்டாக ஃபிக்ஸ் பண்ணுறோம், so that the cambium of the both scion and stalks are joined together and developed into a new individual. That is said to be wedge grafting. What is that one? We have to make a small slit, illa pallam or vettu in the stalk, In that slit, we have to place or insert a twig of a scion. ஒரு கிளை அதை வச்சு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணுறோம், இன்சர்ட் பண்ணுறோம். And also bound together very tightly. So the cambium of both scion and stalks are joined together and developed into a new individual. That grafting is called wedge grafting. Dear students, see the diagram. At the top is the scion, at the base is the stalk. In that stalk wood, we are producing a slit or a cleft. In that cleft, we are placing a twig, marathundun solrena, a twig of a scion in the stalk and bound together tightly by using the tape or anything or a cloth, so that the cambium of both scion and stalk are joined together and developed into a new individual. That type of grafting is called wedge grafting. So dear students, these are all the different types of grafting method with the diagram. I hope have you all understood what is grafting and their types. Next method of conventional reproduction is layering. What is layering? In this method, the stem of a two parental plant is allowed to develop root while the root is contact with the soil. When the root develops, the rooted part is cut and planted to grow a new plant. That method is called layering. Dear students, in the book back you are having an important differentiate between question. That is differentiate between grafting and layering. So what is grafting? We have to take two different plants, they join together and continue to grow as a new one plant or an individual plant. One of the plant is act as a stalk which is attached with the soil. Another one which is going to be grafting is named as scion. That is the grafting. But layering, here also we are taking the two plants, but we are taking the stem of the plant pots, allowed to develop root, and also allow the root to contact with the soil. Once the root is developed in the plant pot, the root is cut from the parent plant and place it in another pot for further growth and development. That conventional method is called layering. Example, Ixora, Italy poo, அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க. Another one, Jasminum, that is மல்லிகைப்பூ. This layering is divided into two types. One is mound layering and air layering. First one, mound layering. This layering method is taken place in the plant stem with the flexible branches. Flexible அப்படின்னா வளையக்கூடியது. வேலைக்கு நம்ம என்ன பண்ணலாம், வளைச்சி இழுக்கலாம். Flexible branches. The lower branch with the leaves is bent to the ground, and also we have to bury the stem portion in the soil, and the tip of the stem portion is exposed into the soil, that is above the soil. That means in this mound layering we are taking only one plant da. That plant which are having the flexible branches, that means stem with the flexible branches. The lower branch of the plant is taken. That branches are bent to the ground and part of a stem is buried under the soil, and part of a stem which is exposed to the sunlight, that is above the soil. After few weeks, the stem portion which is buried under the soil having the nodal region which are produced adventitious roots. Once the root which is produced and the root is also attached into the soil, a cut is made in the parental plant so that buried part grows into a new individual one. That is called mound layering. Dear students, see the diagram. First one, a plant with flexible branches. We have taken lower branches. We have bent the lower branch. A part of a stem is buried under the soil. And also we have put the weight also on top of the buried stem portion. After few weeks, part of a stem is also exposed above the soil. After few weeks, the buried stem portion produces the root region in the nodal region. The root, once it's fixed into the soil, we cut the parental plant and the new one which is developed into another new plant. That is called mound layering. Another one is the air layering. In this method, the content of the stem is girdled, ullara kodanji. We have to remove the stem content which is present in the nodal region and apply some hormones externally to allow the nodal region to produce rooting. Once we are applying the hormones, the nodal regions are covered with damp or moist soil, kalimanala vachi poosalam, illa edavadhu mannu vachi poosalam, or using a polythene sheet. Once the root is emerged in the nodal region, after 2 to 4 months, such branches are removed of the parental plant and grown in a separate pot or a ground. That is called air layer. That is, you have to take the stem and girdled or removed the nodal region content, and this region is applied with hormones externally. Then these nodal regions are tied with or covered with damp or moist soil or polythene. Damp or moist soil with polythene sheet. After 2 to 4 weeks or month, the root is emerges outside in the nodal region. At the time, we have to remove the parental plant and allows the young plant to grow in a separate pot or a ground. That is called air layering. Dear students, see the diagram. First one here, plant. In the nodal region, we are girdled. That means remove the tissues or a content which is present in the nodal region. The node region is applied with the hormones and also which is covered with damp or moist soil using the polythene bag. Then the third diagram, that moist soil is covered with polythene bag tightly. After 2 to 4 months, the root is arised in the nodal region. At the time, the parental plant is removed and the young plant is allowed to grow in a separate pot or a ground. That layering is called air layering. So this is the different methods of conventional methods, cutting, grafting and layering. Dear students, I hope have you all understood different methods of conventional type of vegetative reproduction. Next, we are going to see advantages of conventional method. In this method also, the newly formed plants are showing similar characteristic feature of parental one, that is said to be genetically uniform. Then the plant is produced very quickly by this method. Not only that, many plants also produced by this method very quickly, that is shorter period. Another advantage is, in some of the plants, they are unable to produce seeds, or they are produced very little seeds. Not only that, these seeds are unable to germinate. முளைக்கும் முளைக்காது, சின்னதாக இருக்கும். சம்டைம்ஸ் சீடே ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணாது. அப்படியே ப்ரொடியூஸ் பண்ணாலும் அந்த சீட்ஸ் எப்படி இருக்கும் உங்களுக்கு? unable to germinate. In such cases, we can able to use this conventional method of reproduction in a shorter period. Some plants is also produced by this method is economically very much useful. Example, Solanum tuberosum, that is potato. Whenever we are using this conventional method, sometimes we can able to get a desirable character, that is different character with a new plant. That plant is also having disease resistant, நோயே தாக்காது. And also that plants which are giving high yield, அதிகமான அளவுக்கு மகசூல் விளைச்சலை கொடுக்கும். And the new plant which are produced from this grafting method is also having the new desirable character. That means same desirable character. This is said to be the advantages of conventional method. This conventional method is also showing some disadvantages. If the plant is affected by virus, means the newly formed plant is also affected by viral diseases. They are using this method, we can able to produce large quantity of your crops, isn't it? So if they are produced large quantity of your crop, means we are unable to handle the plants to store. Handle the plant to store. சேமிச்சு வைக்கிறதுக்கு நமக்கு இடமே இருக்காது. That is said to be the disadvantage of conventional method. So dear students, up to this we have seen what is conventional method, different types of conventional method and their types, advantage and disadvantage. Dear students, advantage and disadvantage of conventional method is a book back question. What is grafting? Explains different types is also important 5-mark question. Difference between grafting and layering is the another important 3-mark question. What is layering? Explain its type is another important 5-mark question. Dear students, I hope have you all understood different conventional method of vegetative reproduction. So up to this, we have seen asexual mode of reproduction. Next video class, we are going to see how higher plants which are showing sexual reproduction. Up to this, I conclude my video. God bless you. All the best, children.